Hey, everybody, welcome to Comic Book Curation. I am Polly, and joining me, as always, is Inquisitor Quiz. How you doing this week?
I'm doing okay.
Good to hear. Unfortunately, one member of our triumvirate of awesome, Jack from Bad Comic Reviews, link in the description, is unfortunately ill. If you guys heard him last night on Monkey in the Morning, he was feeling a little bit under the weather and is more under the weather today. So we are sending him our well wishes and hoping he will get better soon. But he told us to go on and do the show without him. But fortunately, or unfortunately, if you have good taste, we have a guest this week. SInatra's joining us. SInatra, how the hell are you?
I gave Jack coronavirus so I could come on.
Okay, that's both brilliant and awful at the same time. You sent him an Asian lady strippergram who had coronavirus, didn't you?
It's exactly what I did.
You know.
You knew he couldn't resist? You maniacal bastard.
It's all fallen into place. I mean, this sounds plausible.
It does. We live in a high sex trafficking area. I could just find some lady at the local Chinese food place and be like, hey, go to this place, talk to this big fat dude, and just cough right in his mouth.
Damn. So here we are. We have as you can see, Mark Ruffalo's been at it again. I don't know why they still keep interviewing this guy. Every time that somebody sits down, a news entertainer sits down with this guy and asks him what he thinks about the world, it's just hot trash take after hot trash take. But I mean, we'll get into that in a minute. But
my hopeful take on that. It's probably not at all true, but I hope that the reason why is because the news entertainers are sitting there going, waiting to hear what this retard says.
I gotta wonder if they do that, like behind the scene, go, listen what this dumb shit just said to me. And I just have to nod and go, and then he just keeps going.
Yeah, but that's just it. If the articles were written in, and then he went on to say, get this, like, if you know what I mean, but they never are. They're written just kind of like, they're always written as profile pieces, and that's what drives me nuts, and that's one of the ones that we have. It's like, Mr. Ruffalo sat across the table and stabbed his fork into a delicious helping of soy fried retardation, and then sat back and drank his expensive white wine you'll never have, and postulated on the troubles of the working man. Like, it's written in that kind of narrative style, you know?
Soy fried retardation.
I don't know. I couldn't think of a dish, so that's
good enough.
I've read too many like them, and it's the profile style. It's the way Rolling Stone articles are written, Vanity, Hollywood Reporter. That's like some 1970s, 1980s shit. Let's write every article like New York Magazine. Like, haven't you guys gotten bored with this shit yet?
No, because people still buy it.
Yep.
I don't think anyone's actually buying it. I think they're clicking on it, which explains the clickbait titles. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll say this. I remember, and I love bringing it up, especially when people talk about Rolling Stone in particular. I remember I had a subscription to Rolling Stone that I don't remember actually subscribing to. And of course, I wasn't going to renew it, but while it was still showing up to my house, I sat there and actually read a couple of issues, and it's just tabloid garbage, right? Puff piece tabloid garbage. But I remember one in particular that I picked up, and I never swung through another issue of it, but the cover said Snooky's Wild Ride.
What?
Like, as in New Jersey Snooki?
Okay, so you're way ahead of it than I was.
You didn't even know what a Snooki was.
Exactly. I look at this cover and I said, what the fuck is a Snooki?
It's a rat creature, I believe.
Yeah, right.
So you tell me where. I don't even know where you're at when it comes to comic book movies, DCU, MCU. Did you like Wonder Woman? Did you watch it? The first one?
Who, SInatra?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen it.
Why not?
Because fuck Wonder Woman.
Well, I mean, that's a fair answer. It's not a good one, but it's a fair one.
Not at least recently enough to recall anything from it.
Wait, so you...
I saw like half of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw about half of it. I couldn't remember if I saw it or not. Then I remember I saw the fight scene and completely forgot the whole fight scene.
Okay. And so the character doesn't have to, just because the character isn't appealing doesn't, you
So-
can't fault someone for not finding the character appealing.
So where are you at with the DCEU films in general? Like Suicide Squad, Batman v Superman, yeah, the whole thing is just fucking
Not
all.
appealing.
Yeah.
Batman v Superman was okay. Having what's his face's Lex Luthor was kind of a throw. He's not a bad actor, but Ben Affleck just fucking blows.
What? Ben Affleck was the best thing about BVS.
Here we go.
No, okay, this is mind blowing. I'm sitting here, I got my coffee, and I'm sitting here nodding along as he's talking. I'm like, oh, you're someone who didn't think BVS was that bad too. And I was like, Ben Affleck's like, what the fuck?
Well, okay. The reason why Sinatra is because the general consensus is that Ben Affleck being Bruce Wayne and Batman was one of the few redeeming qualities of BVS.
I can't get behind that. I just don't see Ben Affleck as anything other than the one retard from Clerks, or not Clerks,
Mallrats.
Mallrats, yeah.
Really? You can't move beyond that.
So, I'm just thinking of him as the guy from Mallrats in a Batman suit.
Okay, well, hold on. Did you ever see The Town?
Nope, never saw The Town.
But this is the same Batman that's supposed to be in the Frank Miller Dark Knight universe. I could totally see fucking, like, I'm gonna fuck her in someplace so uncomfortable. What, like the back of a Volkswagen? I could so totally see Crazy Steve as that fucking Batman.
Polly, your slabs isn't linked. I'm getting cold.
Yeah, I was about to cut it into chat there. I saw Cult of Krill said that. Guys, I am having ongoing potato problems tonight, and I can't type in chat. So hold on, let me just go over to put it in.
It's so apropos. Oh my god.
Just fucking like douchebag walking around punching Brody Batman. That's all I can think of.
What other actors are like this
White
for you?
long sleeve shirt.
What one bad film, and you can only ever think of them as that person.
Bad film. No,
Mallrats is a great film. You watch your fucking mouth.
I love that movie. It's one of my favorite Kevin Smith movies. But it's the fact that he, like, the character he plays is so memorable as that. He's
it really is
the mall douchebag.
Okay, there. Streamlabs should be in the description. Now, let me see if I relaunch chat, if I can actually type. Guys, I swear to you, my potato fund is getting better, and I am getting... I started to say, I picked a core. Hammer was generous enough to offer me a video card. I'm slowly putting together my DIY computer. And don't think that I've forgotten that Sinatra guaranteed me that he'd help me put this thing together. So he's responsible.
Just let me know when you get it and I will help you.
Well, I've just got this concern that there's going to be this splayed out group of parts sitting on my kitchen table for like 6 months.
There will be.
Well,
they will be splayed out, but I will help you make it a thing.
It all depends on how quickly you put it together. But yeah, say if you're buying parts and it's going to be like months in between you buying all the parts, yeah, you're going to splay them all out on the kitchen table and they're not going to do much for a while.
True story. A guy came over to my house one time and he had the
grinder hookup.
Yes. It was Tinder, but who have you been talking to? Anyway, guy comes over to my house, last place I live, and he had one of them plastic grocery bags, and all I heard was jangly metal inside of it. And he's like, he goes, "Is this a gun?" That was his actual question. Is this a gun? And I'm like, maybe. What are you talking? What the fuck are you talking about? And he said, a guy said that this was a complete 1911, and I don't know if it is. I've owned it for 6 months. Can you help me put it together? Does it have all the parts is what he's asking. And it did. It actually had a couple of extra parts. It was like, see, there's 2 recoil springs. There's only 1 recoil spring rod. That tells you this is extra. And that's what I think back on that. It's like
a random guy asking if this was
No, it was a fucking friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was just some random dude in your house going like, is
this some random dude showed up at your house going,
the worst robbery ever.
No, it was a give me all your money. Jangle, jangle, jangle. I'll put this together and shoot you.
He's so
Oh.
confused.
What a bunch of jackasses.
That would make a better Batman than Ben Affleck.
I don't understand this. Okay, what about the script? What about the dialogue of like Ben Affleck's?
Martha.
So
that-
that's what it comes
bit-
out to. Just Martha.
That
That
bit
is
was
the
so
pivotal
bad.
dog shit moment.
Yeah.
All right, so fair enough. Fill me in. So the MCU films. What is your favorite?
Don't make me justify my opinion. Just accept it.
Excuse me? I'm asking about something different now. You're stuck in the past. What of the MCU films? What is like you? Okay, if that's bad, what's good? You tell me.
Good as in memorable. I'd say the last good memorable comic book movie I saw was maybe Ragnarok.
That's like a comedy film.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like Endgame was so fucking long.
You didn't even like Infinity War?
Infinity War was pretty good, but wasn't Ragnarok before or after Infinity War?
Ragnarok was before Infinity War. Cult of Krill, thank you for the $5. This is beyond ridiculous. You invite SInatra Says onto your stream before me? He wouldn't know Peter Parker from Bruce Wayne. Yeah, and he wouldn't know a good Batman either. Yeah, I agree.
All right, Cult, calm down. Calm down. Everyone subscribe to Cult of Krill.
I had no idea Cult of Krill is a YouTuber. He's got stuff up there.
He does. He has a channel full of amazing content. You should check it out right now and tell me what you see.
Oh no. Now I don't trust it so much.
You're sending him to a lolly channel, aren't you? This is all a giant scam.
Just go click on Cult. Everybody, go click on and subscribe to Cult of Krill.
No, guys. I mean, I see people asking about Jack, and we talked to him a little bit earlier in our group DM, Quiz and I. And yeah, he's a little sick. It's just his voice is really gone, so he doesn't want to sit here and talk to us for 90 minutes because, one, he'll realize how wrong his opinions are, but two, it'll stress his throat. So yeah, he's taking a break mostly because his throat is just very sore, but he's fine so far. But if any Asian strippergrams show up at your door, you know two things. One, Sinatra's got it out for you. And two, you're close to death. So,
is that a sign of the apocalypse? Is Asian strippergrams?
Yeah. or Korean death cults. One or the other, man. Shit.
Yeah. Got a good point.
Who was I talking to the other day that didn't believe the Korean death cult?
A friend of mine didn't.
Gasly, maybe?
Was it Gas? Okay, I was talking to an IRL friend of mine, and I said, well, the way the Korean death cult spread it. And she went, fuck off. And I'm like, no, seriously. And it took like 5 minutes of like, are you kidding? No, I'm not kidding. Are you kidding? No, I'm serious. Really? Yes. Like it, yeah.
Yeah, like it was a thing. That was a real thing that happened.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say is a whole lot of people probably weren't aware of someone like Shoko Asahara either until Count Dankula made a video on him.
Yeah.
Everyone has this preconceived notion of what Japan is like. It's all like sunshine, happy rainbows and shit like that over there. And,
is she breaking up for you or just me?
You said what now?
No, it sounded like you were breaking up, Sinatra.
Oh, okay, yeah. My internet's been fucked.
Okay.
Here, let me show you a comic that I've been looking at. You guys, if you're watching the live stream, you'll see it. I didn't set up the stream so you guys could see.
Oh, of course. So we got to wait 10 seconds.
Well, do you want me to do it so you guys can watch shit live? I can.
Obviously.
Well, oh, so you want me to do what you're not even capable of doing on your streams? All right, sure. Yeah, let's do that.
It's not my fault OBS sucks.
It's not OBS. It's just a technique that you refuse to use because you're low quality. All right.
I feel like Waldorf and Statler, but only one person.
I don't get a chance to bust Sinatra's balls live, so I'm taking over advantage of it. Thank you, Ebony Williams, for the $10. End of the week. So money for your craptastic computer. Ouch.
Good one, Ebony.
Ebony, it's a sensitive potato. Oh my God. But no, it's much appreciated. Like I said, I'm on Newegg, consulting the nerds and putting something together that's entry level but functional, etc., etc. And this is new territory for me, so I'm relying on others' expertise in a big way.
Thank you, Shrouded Angel, with no text, just donation. Thank you.
Let's see.
I got nothing on my end.
Yes. And this is what it's like if you're ever watching Tucker Tuesday and Sinatra decides to start clipping new donation sounds live and you have to listen to him do it. It's like, hold on, let me move this over there and then we'll just, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta like talk it out because I haven't set up multiple scenes for shit. So. All right.
Hold on, I gotta pop out chat here too so I can actually read it.
Produce live, yeah.
Fuck. Delta just messaged me and said, tell Polly to fix his potato before JF tries to fuck it.
Okay. The coffee cup was to my lips. I am so glad I didn't start to swallow it.
Oh, fuck.
I can't wait for that to get clipped.
Holy shit. Hold on.
Oh, God.
You know what?
Did you hear
Did I hear what?
Did you hear that for just a moment there?
Mm-mm.
A dead air. Is that your job to fix that, Polly?
Go right to hell. I can't even. Holy shit.
Well, yeah, it's a good. That's actually kind of a good point, Polly. You know what we could do for things like that to fix dead air. A lot of people put on things like background music or something like that. Put on like a generic superhero theme score or something like that. Yeah, I'm sure Kevin MacLeod has 1,000,000,007.
Dude, I was just about to say I'll send you the link I used to take all of Kevin MacLeod's shit.
What's his website? Intercom Tech, something like that.
Income Tech. Yeah, I'll send it over to you.
Tech.
I actually had it open on Cinematic, so.
Hey, hold on, I lost track of
It's
what
actually
I was
a really
doing
good
here.
idea.
You miserable bastards! You fucked me up. What was I doing here?
Because I put that in my latest creepy poosty.
All right, and what we will do now. See, normally I do this before we go live, and this is sometimes why it takes so long to go live. But nobody appreciates the work of not having a producer. It's fine.
What were you even doing?
None of your business.
Oh, fine.
What are you doing? What's going on?
Oh man.
Okay, and then oh shit, no, that's not right. Wait a minute.
Oh my god.
Shut up.
Oh fuck.
Shut up.
Fucked everything up.
Well, that's not green stretch, motherfucker. There we go. God damn it. Okay, so now, if you miserable bastards, and share screen. Share my right screen. Share. There. Now, if you two fuckers will just look at your screen, you will see on the left side what I'm looking at live, and the delay won't affect you anymore.
I just on the watch page, I just see you moving the fucking. Come on.
Come on, what are you doing? Hey, you're the guy who'll put up a picture of fucking Nancy Pelosi with some ugly ass look on her face and spin it all around the screen just to freak people out in order to force donations. Who are you kidding?
Holding a Pelosi gun at people.
Cult of Krill asked, how much would it take for me to get a reasonable computer? I'm hoping to not have to go above like 800-900. I had fantasies that I could pull it off for $5, which I then found out were a little fantastical for a DIY computer. And
it's not impossible, but it won't be great.
Yeah.
For $800, you could build a pretty damn good computer.
Yeah.
Yes.
How much more money do you need from, excuse me, $2 from Cult of Krill? How much more money do you need to get / build an actual PC that can stream well? Asking honestly, because I can probably donate a quarter of it with no problem. Well, that's very, very generous. I was thinking like I said, like 900 is somewhere at what I've calculated up as the number, including the case and power supply, because I need everything because I have nothing. I run off of
Do
just
you live anywhere near a micro center?
sort of like it's a drive, like 45 minutes or an hour, but yeah.
Yeah, mine's about an hour away too. But
Oh,
you should definitely look at their stock because they have a lot of good, just ready-built computers that you can swap parts in and out of.
well, Micro Center is a place where I got my case and processor. I got almost everything else online. Oh no, I also bought some RAM there too.
I buy
when I built
everything from
mine.
there.
Yeah, Micro Center's great. The closest one to me though is all the way downtown. So it's kind of a hike. But anyway, Ebony Williams with Here's Money for You Too. Thank you, Ebony.
Okay, now what did I want to bring this up for? There's something I wanted to show you fuckers. I can't remember what it is.
It's something Mark Ruffalo, I guess.
Well, no, that's just the first
It is
article we
Mark
were going
Ruffalo.
to cover. It was something else I wanted to show you first. What was it?
I'm gonna try to find you a decent one that you can just swap the fucking graphics card out of.
Holy shit, Cult of Krill. I thought you meant at some point in the future.
Not on this stream?
Well, Cult of Krill, thank you for the 300. Get a better
Wow.
potato.
Nice. Thank you, Cult of Krill.
There
Well,
you go, Colt.
thank you very much. That actually will put me goddamn near over the top for my stuff. Wow, I got to get ordering.
Hell yes.
I can get this. Man, that's awesome, Cult of Krill. I can afford that fucking the 8-core processor I was looking at instead of the 6-core.
The octo-core? Hell yeah.
Well,
Which
people
one
were
were
telling.
you
I didn't know the difference between a workstation and a gaming computer in terms of what kind of CPU you would need.
Mhm.
Like higher gigahertz versus more cores. And Hammer and Platy were kind of like filling me in on this. And yeah, it's like you need more cores because you're a multitasker and you're not going to be gaming. The most complex thing I'm ever going to game will be Red Dead 2.
Yep.
What computer were you looking at? Or what processor?
An AMD Ryzen 9 8-core. No, 7. AMD Ryzen 7 8-core at running at 3.7 gigahertz.
Okay, I think I found something like that. Power spec G162. Here, I'm gonna send this to you because I think this is exactly what you were just describing to me. And that's for 679 down from 819.
Pop Tart says, "Oh, Ploy sounds so happy. You have no idea." Because I mean, Cult of Krill, if you're really into you should come by and see like the backgrounds, the active animated backgrounds that I've created for Noir Bar and for Comic Book Curation. I can't run any of them.
Yep.
Because this laptop I use doesn't have a video card. It's got what's it called? Integrated video chip.
Integrated video chip. Yeah, so it uses your onboard RAM for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so as soon as I start running it, it just maxes the CPU rate out, and that's it. The computer slows to a stop. So that's why.
Well,
you have
the one I just sent you has a RX 580 graphics card, which is the same one Satsu has. The 3.7 gigahertz Ryzen processor, 16 gigs RAM, and a 250 gigabyte onboard SSD. Plus, you can always add to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Krillist. Real.
Christ. Qriist.
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, I guess that would be Christ. Christ donated. Thank you for the $1 Christ charitable Noom drop. I'm down. So where? Let us talk.
Complete derail, but yeah.
Yeah, check out that link I sent you. If
All
I
right.
were you, I'd get that one.
Where did you send it in?
What do you think I sent it?
Twitter DMs?
Yeah.
Well, you could send it on Discord, but you're like this standoffish guy who doesn't want to, talk to people on Discord. Yeah, I can tell.
He said, what did he say? And Polly W invited that piece of shit Sinatra says on before me. What the fuck, Cult? What did I do?
What? You know what you did.
You know what you did.
Hey, look at it. I forgot who sent this. This is article capture. And look at that. The screen's all black. Yay. Way to go, guys. You fucked up my whole sharing scheme.
Hey, well, you know what? You've got it all set up now for your new computer.
There it is. Okay. So somebody sent me this by Twitter DMs, and I can just read it out live. You guys will see it on the screen in about 14 seconds anyway. This is obviously on an unnamed image board, but it made me laugh.
Was it 4chan?
Unnamed image board.
Oh no, that's not 4chan. It's a Chan board.
Yeah.
Okay, Colt, go fuck yourself, dude. I don't know what the problem is.
What? Meanwhile, Polydub is rescheduling his dental appointment instead of buying a new computer. No, listen, I wasn't kidding when I said a lot of the donations are going towards dental because my campus healthcare doesn't cover dental because, of course, dental's always extra, right? And I had to, don't chew Jolly Ranchers. I pulled a filling. SInatra, if you don't know this story. Yeah, I pulled a filling with a Jolly Rancher. Yeah, I'm a moron. But I do have some dental health care, but it doesn't cover fixing damaged older work, if you can believe it.
No, yeah, I can believe it.
So my dentist is like, yeah, you're just going to have to pay for that outright. You have no idea how much that was going to cost. Like, dental is expensive as fuck, man. Dentists are making bank. So anyway, that was a big part of it. Just to go in and get the checkup and the x-rays and the examination to have the filling done to fix the old work. That was hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I mean, I think people get the idea that it's like when you give donations, you're going to go out there and like champagne hookers and cocaine. And it's like, I mean,
it's bills and food.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's a lot more mundane stuff than you might imagine. But
I mean,
that was
maybe for you guys, but I mean, I get champagne hookers and cocaine, but
no, but I mean, the whole point is like, yeah, a bunch of it was spent on that original, the original assessment and the x-rays and stuff for the other thing. And then you hold half of it back because taxes. You don't know how much you're going to end up owing until you do your math. And people spend all their money and they end up in a place where Onision is.
Mm-hmm.
Or DSP running fundraisers for his taxes.
Right? It's like, it's like, come on, man, think ahead. What you're going to owe money, hold back at least half. It's like, you're not going to end up owing half, but you got to allow for, how old are you? Like, like that kind of, Jesus.
Or you could pay quarterly. That's what I'm doing this year.
Cult of Krill again, thank you for the $5. I have 277 subs and 0 views. But you invite this hack, SInatra, that begs for money? Disgusting.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck Cult's problem is, but just say it, whatever it is. We could hash it out, buddy. It's no big deal.
Okay, so let's we need to stop this before somebody offers to fight someone in Knoxville, okay? Let's just
He wouldn't show up.
So here we go with the brick on a string. Teeth are not overrated, okay? Teeth are great.
Brick on a string. Isn't that a Simpsons bit? Where Homer walked around with the fucking cinder block on a fucking chain?
What, when they all became vigilantes? No, that was a bag full of doorknobs.
No. When his mom died.
Oh, okay, I'm vaguely recalling something about that, but
his
I don't remember
mom died,
why.
and she was like, "Go spread my ashes on this mountaintop at this time," and he did it, and it went right into like some bomb fucking factory, and he had to fight his way out with a brick on a string.
Okay, the only rock-like object on a chain or a string I ever remember from The Simpsons really is the Stonecutters episode. Remember?
Oh fuck. We do.
Legendary episode.
I think I have that on my sound pad.
Yeah, so we are way the fuck off topic. So anyway, what we have here is Venom sending an email to J. Jonah Jameson. That's the conceit of this. And Venom, Eddie Brock, and this is some inside baseball shit if you know the story of how Eddie Brock becomes Venom. This is classic material. It's like, Jameson, you have to believe me. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And Jameson responds, yeah, I know. What, you thought I didn't know? Kid walks in, baggy clothes, and a bunch of posing shots he couldn't have possibly taken by anyone but himself? Of course it's him, but I'm not going to tell him. Men this day and age don't have the initiative and the drive that they used to. Girls break their heart, and what do? Post about it on their face spaces and my twits or whatever. And a kid walks in and tries to make a difference and some change, and you think I'm just going to pat the kid on the back? Hell no! Men crave competition and an adversarial force to chase them on. I give a kid the works, and he gives the city results. You tell a kid he's doing well, he gets bored. A Spider-Man can't get bored. You, on the other hand, are what happens when everyone tells you you're going to be great, and then it doesn't pan out. You had nowhere to go but down, and down you did. Is that thing even sanitary? You gave up one case and got freaky with space goo? What kind of Fabergé ego do you have? I don't have to tell Peter Parker I believe in him to get him to be a hero. You needed approval to keep yourself from going insane. Who's the real man of integrity and valor? Now get the hell out of my office. I have tomorrow's headline to pick, and you were fired over 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, Polly, you'd make a decent J. Jonah Jameson.
You know, it was a fantasy years back that I wanted to be a drill sergeant. You know, be able to get my stress out on people. You know.
Yeah.
Are you trying to fuck me, boy? Who are you looking at? Get that chest out. You know, yelling and screaming all day. That's your job. I think I could do that.
There's a YouTube channel you should absolutely check out called Angry Cops. The dude is a actively serving drill sergeant, and he has several videos called like Angry Drill Sergeant Responds to Blah, and the videos are fan-fucking-tastic.
All right, let's actually cover this back up, you guys, and go back to screen share. And this will all happen a lot faster with my new upgraded potato. You know what the ultimate evolution of the potato is, don't you, Sinatra?
The baked potato?
Vodka.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Farr was the one who pointed that out, because we're like, a twice stuffed double baked potato with extra sharp cheddar? No, it's vodka.
You know, I'm not even going to get all ADD on you.
All right.
Because I have a cheddar story.
All right. So let's just read this article from Bounding Into Comics about Mark Ruffalo. Hulk actor Mark Ruffalo. Donald Trump is public enemy number one. Hulk actor Mark Ruffalo declared President Donald Trump to be public enemy number one. The Marvel Cinematic Universe actor recently spoke to the British publication The Independent, telling them Donald Trump is public enemy number one. He added, everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie. This dude is standing in the way of anything significant happening in the world as far as climate change is concerned. Ruffalo then detailed that this perception of President Donald Trump keeps him up at night. Quote, it's fucking terrifying and it keeps me up at night.
Jesus. Fucking baby.
The actor then predicts that mass extinctions will soon happen. Quote, most people don't realize what's coming. Countries are freaking out about the Syrians coming. A few thousand Syrians. We are approaching mass extinctions. Food systems failing. Hundreds of millions of displaced people looking for places that are hospitable. He then takes the issue with half the political system of the United States and proceeds to invite the world to get involved in the 2020 election. Quote,
they should have put a blood pressure cuff on him for this, because that shit would have gone way up.
He's like, I have no doubt that it keeps him up at night, but Mark, it's a sign of your fucking psychosis, not a real existential concern that's keeping you from sleeping. It's that you're fucking nuts. Have you sought therapy? Anyway.
That's accepting the fact that he's got an issue, which
right.
He's trying to say that everyone else does.
Yeah, Crack says more rent-free for Dawn. Yeah, I mean, it's just this, for real though. Like, so he says he invites the world to get involved in the 2020 election. Quote, in my country, half of the political system doesn't believe in climate change. In science, I'm inviting the rest of the world to get involved in our next election because the fate of the world is in the fucking balance, and you can print that.
Right now, he's getting at about 180 over 120, which is hypertensive emergency. Poor Mark.
Ruffalo doesn't take issue with just Donald Trump. Oh, you don't say. He's got other issues? I'm shocked. Shrouded Angel, thank you for the donation. Where am I at? For cheap champagne, hookers, and cocaine. Well,
they don't seem to be doing very well for Mark Ruffalo.
Lion Patriot donated $3. Thank you very much. Bar needs to draw a poly otter drill sergeant. You know, I'm going to file that away for later use. Thank you for the suggestion. And Cult of Krill again for the $5. I have 200. Oh, no, wait a minute. I read that one. Yeah. 277 subs and 0 views. Jesus. Sounds like Quiz's channel. Anyway.
Ooh.
Wow.
It slipped out. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, sure.
Well, let me tell you something, chat. Let me tell you something, okay? Off stream, I've been bugging this guy, Quiz, for the longest time. He's big 40K guy, knows the lore like nobody's business. Warhammer 40K is huge, like in the world and on YouTube particularly, right?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't do lore streams. You know, you look over at Arch Warhammer. That guy's got, I don't know how many subs, pulls in 10,000 views per video. He's monetized. Nice little income in off the side. All he's doing is talking Warhammer lore. Inquisitor could talk circles around him. Does Quiz do it? No. Do we bug him to do it? Yeah. Just saying. That was the sigh of resignation of just, I got nothing.
I would watch that because I don't know anything about Warhammer.
Same.
And I hear people talking about it all the fucking time.
And this was the pitch that I'd given to Quiz. It should be Warhammer for noobs because I hear people talk about it all the time. And I know this and that. You know, there's different species, the Tau, the big goblin dudes. What are their names?
Orcs.
The orcs. You see what I mean? Like it would be like Warhammer for noobs. Like it's like, what the hell are the orcs? And you have to explain it. Like, you know, even like conversation. I even offered to do that with you, right? Where it'd be like, okay, whoa, you just talked too fast. You lost me. Start over. What's the warp? You mentioned that, like, you know, that kind of thing. I think that there's potential in that big time.
Okay. I'll consider it.
All
It's not like I don't have time
right
now.
Mr. Arrow donated $1. This is just for the hookers. Wow. Is that insulting to the hookers or to me? I'm not. I appreciate the dollar, but what the? That's better for this. Well, most strippers are hookers, so you know, for hookers G-strings, the dollar, maybe. Anyway, Cult of Krill again for $1. Sometimes I don't believe in myself. I remember that I believe in dinosaurs, and if dinosaurs can believe in me, then I can believe in myself. At the end of the day, none of us are as dumb as Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah. Even though he was being a massive douche, I agree.
I'm cutting and pasting that out and tweeting that out later. That's fucking, and I'm tagging Mark fucking
somewhere.
And I'm tagging fucking Ruffalo in it. You son of a
yes.
Watch, see if I don't do it. Okay, so back to Ruffalo again. Ruffalo doesn't just take issue with Donald Trump and the Republican Party. He takes issues with Hollywood culture, the culture he's been a part of for over 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, it's like Joaquin Phoenix saying at the BAFTAs, this is systematic, and it has to start with us. Yes, we are actors. Shouldn't be flying around in private jets. We don't have to do that. It's going to take some sacrifice.
Oh man! Someone asked Jesus if he's done with that cross. Mark Ruffalo can't wait to go and die on one.
What is he going to sacrifice? Like, what is he volunteering to sacrifice?
I got a throbbing in my left temple now. Maybe my blood pressure's going. Did you just call not flying around in private jets a sacrifice?
Blood pressure gets really bad.
How out of touch can you fucking be? Oh man, we all have to make sacrifices. I can't fly around in my private jet.
Yeah, I can't fly around in my jet, and you have to pay 20% more in taxes. We all gotta fucking loosen up a bit, guys.
Okay, so the rest of the is we need to take some we're gonna have to take some sacrifice. We're all gonna have to be a little bit uncomfortable. You can no longer think it's
I'm
just
not sitting in your private jet, you bitch.
you can no longer think it's just about me. You have to see that it has impact in other directions. Yeah, okay.
Oh my god.
It wasn't
Fuck
just
that guy.
It wasn't just about actors flying planes around the country either. He described Hollywood culture as a, quote, homogeneous culture of white supremacy.
Oh, Shrouded Angel. Sorry, I just saw it. Thank you for the donation.
Someone should go and tell Denzel Washington that.
I think we should all of us in the chat tweet Mark and go, listen, you're willing to sacrifice. Here's a PayPal account you should throw it to.
Hey man, I did that. when he was talking about how you know how the rich people of the world are like evil or whatever, I tweeted at him in a response linking to my PayPal, and I said I'm willing to relieve you of your sins. Confess them to me, my son.
Yeah, I tried that with Bloomberg. It didn't work.
No, it didn't work for Ruffalo either.
It never does.
And like
Monkey
I
tried
said,
for like a month in Steyer.
excuse me. And like I'm all congested today. Uh-oh. There were Asians at campus today.
No.
Fuck. He's koofing.
Actually, it's I'm not even like bugging the Asians. They seem to be a little bit like of a step ahead because every single Asian that I saw for the past week has a white surgical mask on, right? And it's only like a few of the brown and black and white people that do, but every single Asian does. And it's kind of like, are they more frightened, more culturally aware, or just smarter than we're being right now? I'm not sure.
Smarter, probably.
Smarter, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where was I?
That way, no one can complain, right? And sitting there saying, "Oh my God, you're gonna infect us all, motherfucker! I got the mask on."
So Hollywood culture, according to him, is a homogeneous culture, white supremacy. And like I said, Ruffalo has been part of this culture since 1989, where he started as Michael Dunn in the CBS Summer Playhouse. Quote, so yes, Hollywood, it is systemic, but it's like asking a fish about water. They've been swimming in it their whole lives. This is 100 years of a certain culture, starting with vilifying Native Americans in film and making them villains for years and years, moving to black people and villainizing them, and then the homogeneous culture of white supremacy, really. And until we start consciously as a whole industry making those changes, that includes actors also saying, hey, we need diversity on our sets. It's not going to change. It's just passing the buck.
Hey, Ruffalo, how about next time you're offered the Hulk, you turn it down and give it to some Asian guy? You know that the current Hulk is South Korean.
You know what? Is that Danny DeVito?
No, doesn't look like it.
Yeah, no, yeah. It says wishing my good friend Danny DeVito a happy birthday. Yeah, that is Danny DeVito. Okay, so here's Danny DeVito and trash-ass Marxist pinko commie Ruffalo. And they both have t-shirts on that say, I stand with Planned Parenthood. Shocker, right? Okay, this is the guy, keep in mind, that just a few moments ago I read said, half my country doesn't believe in climate change. They don't believe in science. But you don't believe in the science that unborn children are human beings, as your shirt clearly states. Otherwise, you'd be supporting mass murder. You hypocritical fuck. It's almost like you're just a virtue signaling full of shit Hollywood stereotype or something. Huh. Well, yeah.
But it's not that half the country doesn't believe in climate change. They don't believe in this climate alarmist shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Most people I know,
if the world is going to end in 18 months, then you are somehow a denier of climate change.
Yeah, most people I know, they perfectly believe that climate change exists, but they also believe that it's, scientific, and the fact that, climate change has been happening without human intervention for a very, 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 very long time. I mean, the Ice Age went away without any human interaction. So
I am perfectly happy to talk about all these things, warts and all. I always say that people they want to talk about history and let's not whitewash history. Okay, fine. Let's talk about all the history, though, not just the history that's convenient for whatever argument you want to make. This guy wants to talk about diversity. Okay, so you want representation in American films. Are you complaining about the lack of representation in Bollywood films? You're not, are you? Are you complaining about the lack of representation in Hong Kong films? There's too many goddamn Asians in Hong Kong cinema. You're not, are you? You know, there's other people than Asians that live in Hong Kong, right?
mm-hmm.
There's all sorts of different people. I mean, you realize it's mostly the lighter skinned people and beautiful, not body positive women that are shown in Bollywood films, right? Are you complaining about that? Oh no, well, I'm part of Hollywood and this is all I can change. Oh really? Are you're really concerned about climate change, right? Are you calling out China, the world's largest polluter? Constantly doing that, or are you just talking about your own country constantly? You like to berate.
It's only the white countries that are responsible.
Well, but this is what I mean. It's like I think, Ruffalo, that you've got a white guilt complex. I think you've got a liberal guilt complex. I don't think you actually want to do anything about it. I just think you want to be seen as doing something about it. You're publicly flagellating. And that's why thus the title of this stream, Mark Ruffalo, you're trash. If only the MCU had not hired you to play Hulk. You do not resemble Bruce Banner in any kind of way. You take on that role, that platform, that advertisement for yourself. I mean, remember him going up against Boris Johnson when Boris tweeted something about the Hulk or something like that, and Mark Ruffalo steps in and is like, I am the Hulk, and I'm here to tell you that. Like,
No, you're not.
If only this guy had just stayed some trash B actor instead of seeing himself as an A-lister whose every fucking random thought of whatever psychoses keep him up at night should be of interest to the entire world. Fuck this guy. Anyway.
Yeah, no, you're right, though.
I gotta get this guy off my screen. It's driving me nuts. Look at him with that smarmy fucking face. I just...
I think the major reason why too that he just sticks in comic book curation's collective craw is his arrogance, is the smarmy nature with which he delivers his I'm fucking better than you. All right, Anna Kasparian, just
Right.
cool it out.
So what? Oh, let's harass in here a little. This article will bug him. The Batman. New set photos reveal Robert Pattinson's full Batsuit and Batcycle.
Mm.
You know that Robert Pattinson is set to play Batman in the new Batman film, right?
Yeah.
All right. And
probably be a little bit better than Ben Affleck.
Well, being a big fan of the Twilight series, I thought you might be really excited about this. So. Following director Matt Reeves' unveiling of the new Batsuit worn by Robert Pattinson in The Batman, we now have our clearest look yet at the new suit. A batch of photos from the set just leaked to the web. Bless you.
Thank you.
They show Pattinson or a stuntman in the...
or a stuntman.
Somebody.
Yeah, there's a guy in a batsuit. I don't know. This might be some elaborate cosplay, but we're telling you it's a movie thing. Cult of Krill, thank you for the $2. Imagine being so degenerate that you actually celebrate the death of children. I am Mark Ruffalo. Well, he's a science denier. He doesn't understand that they're actually human beings. Anyway, Jesus. they don't. I mean, the science is settled. Yeah, the science is settled that they're human beings too, but you don't seem to give a fuck about that. It's almost like all of your arguments are just bullshit arguments of convenience.
I was listening to Neil Tyson the other day, and he was talking about science denial. And he's like, one political party has some questions about climate change, and they are called science deniers by another political party who believes that rubbing crystals together heals you and that vaccines are bad. So no one can really say that, yes, I am pro-science 100% if they are, how did he word it? Strictly adhering to their political beliefs.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But this is Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, He's the last person you should listen to about the value of science, in my opinion. But anyway. The guy has contributed nothing to science whatsoever, but stands on the back of people actually producing the work, constantly spouting incorrect facts, being proven wrong over and over again. How many scientists do you know that have a personal management team to promote him like he was an actor or a model or something?
Well, I think that's kind of what he does, though.
Be a self-promoting son of a bitch? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, fuck him.
I find him entertaining.
Well, I mean, that's fine. We just have a difference of opinion. You also have bad taste in Batman movies, for example. So, I mean, you know,
That's fine.
we can disagree
We
on
can
all
agree
kinds
on
of
those
shit.
two fundamental things, and you can still
Okay,
be
hold
wrong.
on. You like Batman 89, though, right?
The Burton Batman.
Yeah, Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson is the Joker.
Of course.
Okay, cool. Good. Okay. See, we common ground. That's
Holly was gonna judge the shit out of you if you said no.
that's a great fucking movie.
Nicholson might be my second
Let's
favorite
get
Joker.
nuts. Hey, Bearcock tripped the Spider-Man kicking repeated jihadis in the ass. I love that gif so much. Thank you, Bearcock, for the $5. SInatra, check your Streamlabs.
Bearcock for 20.
Nice.
Oh, there's a couple here. Just got here. How far away from Horsecock are we? 30 on my end. I don't know about quiz. James Colley for 5. I call dibs on playing Longus. Longinus? I don't.
Oh, Angela's off to
Longinus?
bed. Have a good night, Angela.
Oh, okay, I get the reference. When I made the whole Mark Ruffalo needs to is Jesus done with that cross? He can't wait to go and die on it. Longinus was the name of the Roman soldier that gave
Helped him.
Jesus the mercy killing.
Oh, was it?
He's the guy with the lance that pierced
Oh,
the side
yeah.
of Christ.
God, I have not heard any of that in so long.
Yeah.
Number one
I was a
nowhere
Catholic
says
boy too.
Number one nowhere says modern science was born out of grave robbing and theology.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
That is funny and true all at the same time. I love it. Yeah,
So thank you, Bearcock and James Colley. I appreciate that.
Did you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Hate Camel says. I mean, okay, Sinatra. Somebody said Sinatra's too young for those movies. You know, people are always talking about that. It's like, oh, that was before your time. Most of my favorite movies are from before my time.
Yeah,
like by decades. My favorite film, like Humphrey Bogart's my favorite actor, and Casablanca's my favorite film. That's like a few generations before my time.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, the fucking Rod Serling Twilight Zone are my favorite things ever.
And that's not oh, you don't know the old shit. No, that's an encouragement to go watch the old shit before modern Hollywood, where everything was cookie cutter and boring. You know, like go check out the good old shit, man. You know, there's.
Oh yeah.
So where were we? Oh yeah, Bat Cycle. A batch of photos, a stuntman possibly riding the Bat Cycle. Take a gander at the images below.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the tactical armor. I was kind of a fan of that in the Nolan series. So seeing that that sort of style return, fuck yeah, that looks really fucking cool in my book.
Yeah.
Coulter Krill for $1. Don't get me started on black science, man. You know, me. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something. My biggest thing is, you know, me with militant atheism. You know, and that's what makes Neil deGrasse Tyson, in my opinion, kind of a coward. That's my biggest axe to grind with the guy. He talks as an atheist and promotes himself as an atheist until somebody says, "Are you an atheist?" And he says, "Well, as a scientist, I only believe in the evidence that I can be presented. So by definition, I'd have to be agnostic because you can't prove whether God does or doesn't exist." You lying son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's mealy mouthed.
Yeah, you have no fucking integrity. Just make the call that you do every other time except when somebody directly fucking asks you. And I'm not even promoting religion for all. I'm just saying you're a lying son of a bitch. You're attempting to promote atheism. Why else would you send out a tweet on December 25th saying, today is the day that we celebrate the birth of a man that changed the world, Isaac Newton? Except that fucker was so fucking stupid to not realize that was going by the old calendar, not the Gregorian calendar. So it was Isaac Newton born on December 25th? No, he wasn't. Meaning, was he born on Christmas Day? No, he wasn't. Only after the calendar switched did it move to that day. You didn't even know that. And are you certain you're not just trying to mock religion, you lying son of a bitch?
Of course he was.
And grow a pair of balls. Let me see you mock Islam or Judaism that way. Not going to do that, is he?
Nope.
Well, if you live a public life kind of like he does, you can't do that. That's how you get canceled.
But that betrays the moral cowardice, in my opinion.
No, I agree.
You know, it's like I hear you. You're not wrong. That's going to fuck you up. You'll be called anti-Semitic or an Islamophobe. So you're going after the safest low-hanging fruit you can while claiming to be speaking truth to power. Well, okay.
Christianity hasn't been powerful in that way in a very, very, very long time.
Nor should it be. Like, religion shouldn't be sacrosanct or free of criticism. And that's what's been developed in the West, except in the West also fear of criticizing Islam is also developed. Thank you, leftists. Anyway, Evolved Potato for the $5. Thank you very much, Evolved Potato. Sinatra doesn't have an excuse with age. I'm way younger, and I loved the Keaton Batman movie. No, he did too. He said he did.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I actually think I'm a huge fan of Jack Nicholson, so I actually think Jack Nicholson's Joker edges out a little bit Heath Ledger's. Don't get me wrong, I loved Heath Ledger's Joker, but Jack Nicholson just chewed the scenery in every single scene so far. Like, it was him just breaking loose, right? It was, wait till they get a load of me. I mean,
it's a little bit difficult to compare them because they played entirely different kinds of characters. You know, you had Jack Nicholson, who was more the gangster, and you had Heath Ledger, who was more the anarchist. So I don't know. It's a yeah. I hate those conversations where they compare the Jokers, because in my opinion, each one brings its own thing to the table, and they're all good in some way.
I hear you, but there's no, as long as someone's not trying to make an objective claim, it's like, which one did you enjoy personally better? And for me, it's like, Nicholson edges out Ledger a little bit, and but that's a claim for me, not a claim for, and y'all got to agree with me.
Yeah, yeah. I'll say that's the major thing too, is to say, you know, this is my personal take on it, and I don't think that my opinion is better than yours. Yeah.
And then there's objective facts, like Ben Affleck was a great Bruce Wayne. You know,
that's objectively untrue. But I would put Joaquin Phoenix just a hair ahead of Jack Nicholson.
Really?
But Jack Nicholson is definitely better than Heath Ledger.
You know, we got, that saying that way makes me got 3 great Jokers, actually. We need more great Bruce Waynes. Like, I mean, I loved Keaton as Bruce Wayne. Like, I didn't expect that he would do a good job, because he's kind of like a comedic actor and, stuff like that. And you watch the film and it's like, no, you actually fill those shoes pretty fucking well.
Keaton did well. I might be in the minority with this one, but I did enjoy Christian Bale's a lot.
Really? I couldn't stand
the whole Nolan universe was really fucking good.
I think the major problem with Christian Bale's performance, the only thing that I don't like about it is the voice, is the Batman voice. I'm nowhere near kids.
Where is it? Where's the trigger?
Where's the trigger?
And I mean, and there's the thing, right? Is people are going to get on one line, Martha, and you're not going to, but you're going to leave 3 movies of uncriticized. Come on,
that's exactly what I'm doing.
mainly because the whole Martha thing was fucking stupid. At least the where's the trigger is kind of believable.
What did you say?
But the Martha, where did you see that? No.
God damn it, you 2 bastards. All right, anyway. So here he is, moving along.
I don't think I ever got to pick your brain on this, Polly. What did you think of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker?
I liked it a lot. I liked it as a really different take. Like, it's the only thing I could compare it to is new, more introspective version of, oh, what's the guy from Adam West's Batman, the Joker, the actor who played the Joker.
Oh,
Caesar Romero.
yeah,
Yeah,
Caesar.
that's the only other actor that he vaguely reminded me of, meaning he really did his own fucking thing.
Did.
And so, yeah, fresh take. It didn't feel like a superhero film. It felt like a dark, introspective drama, like a far gone fantastical drama. I mean, fantastical, like very comic booky and good. It was, meant to be, but there weren't gadgets and so forth going on, and leagues of justice and so forth. But
I
yeah,
saw it as,
I dug it. I liked it a lot. I don't think it was the genre defining classic that some people describe it as. Like, I thought The Irishman was better than The Joker. Like, as an example of like great film. But we're talking just about comic book movies. Oh, it was great. It was great. I love Joaquin Phoenix's.
Well, I guess then, yeah, Joker would be the last good comic book movie I saw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Kind of doesn't really fit into the comic book genre, and I think that's what makes it. It's a good take. It's a real good take. No complaints really.
Yeah, it's not very comic booky. They do mention Bruce, and he's in it. That's the only thing that bugged me, though, is Bruce was so little. I kept thinking, how could they be mortal enemies later on if he's this big of an age difference? But fucking
Well,
continuity, I don't give a shit.
I think the major thing is that Joaquin Phoenix looks a lot older, and I think he is too. He's what, in his like late 40s, early 50s. But he was supposed to be
45.
45. He's supposed to be, around the age where he could be Bruce's big brother.
It's a pretty big brother.
I know. I'm just saying. There's people like hell. My brother's 9 years older than me, so I don't know. I found that bit believable. The bit that or the thing the way I describe the Joker, and the reason why I like it is because it's a comic book movie, yes, but I felt it was more of a crime thriller
Yeah.
than a comic book movie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Frank, for the $3. Christian Bale is a good Batman. Ben Affleck is a horrible Batman. Admitted not bad for Wayne, but as Batman, he should have been listening to My Chemical Romance and playing with razor blades. Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, okay, you know what?
He seemed like an emo kid.
I have made this comment again and again. The question for me is never who can play a good Batman. It's who can play a good Bruce Wayne. That's what counts. And my bias for Ben Affleck playing Bruce Wayne is that is Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns Bruce Wayne. Quiz and I have talked about this a bunch, right? It's older, grizzled Batman, older, grizzled Bruce Wayne. He's bitter. He's been doing it for fucking decades. And he's graying, and he's become an alcoholic, and he's still young enough to be tough, but he's supposed to be like mid-40s, and he's starting to think beyond when he will no longer be able to do this. And you get great lines in that movie that are so Frank Miller-esque or taken right out of Miller's writing. I'm now older than my father ever was. That must be a weird thought for Bruce Wayne. He had always thought of his father as this old man that, an elder, and now he's an elder over his father. It's weird. And I thought he filled those shoes real well, of the older, grizzled Bruce Wayne. I don't want to see the young. I don't find the young 20-year-old Christian Bale as presented in Batman Begins as interesting as the old bitter man Bruce Wayne. That's my bias, because I just really dig Frank Miller's writing.
You don't say.
I'm admitting it as opposed to pretending it's something else. What?
I'm just busting your balls. No. If we're going by that criteria, though, if we're saying the better Batmans are the ones because of the better Bruce Waynes, I would say Christian Bale is really, really good. Remember that, like, one of my absolute favorite scenes in Dark Knight was when he uses his Lamborghini to stop someone from running into the car for the dude that was going to blow the whistle on who Batman was. That just shows that Bruce Wayne, on the exterior for everyone else not in the know, is this, rich jackass, but the guy who's blowing the whistle knows that, him as Bruce Wayne and as Batman is trying to save his life.
Right.
So that's the deep dramatic irony of that, and I think that he pulled that off amazing. Also,
Well, real quick,
two girls at the party.
thank you, Manic, for the $5. And again, with no lines, because Manic's awesome like that.
oh, we love Manic.
Yeah.
But the other one I think is Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer had really shit other people to play off of, but I think he did a really good Bruce Wayne.
It just raises too many questions. Val Kilmer in his day was a good actor. I know that's not a popular opinion, but in my opinion, he was. And back in the day,
He's great. I loved him.
You know what? And Crack brings up Peter Weller. Everyone forgets Peter Weller voicing Batman in the animated Dark Knight Returns, and he does a really good job.
He does.
I mean, he's not the best animated Batman voice. We all know that, but
Kevin Conroy.
Of course. Kevin Conroy is like, he owns the role. But, and I was disappointed when I saw that. I'm like, because I like Peter Weller, beyond RoboCop and stuff. He was great in the final villain in the final season of Star Trek Enterprise. He was awesome. Plays a great villain. And
wasn't he also the villain in the Nolan Star Trek?
The Nolan Star Trek.
Or not Nolan.
J.J. Abrams? Was he the villain in the J.J. Abrams Star Trek?
The sequel.
I know. I'm thinking. I've watched all of them more than once, but J.J. Abrams films just don't make an impact on me. I got to do a movies I barely remember about Star Trek.
I'll say I remember him being the admiral dude in the Big Black Enterprise. Yeah, no, he plays.
Oh, that's right. He does play the Admiral. See the kind of impression it didn't make on me? Fuck. I remember
John Frederick.
I remember the first one and the third one, the best, like Beyond and just Star Trek 09. I remember those the most. And
you don't remember two because
Zoe Saldana's overrated. She's not that sexy, for God's sake. Every time Hollywood wants to hire an attractive black woman to play a role, they pick Zoe Saldana. Do you have any idea how many beautiful black women there are in Hollywood? Quit hiring Zoe Saldana. She's not that hot. Just my opinion, but for fuck's sake.
Disagree. I think she's a beautiful woman, but I like that one because it was Wrath of Khan, but with like a different take.
Laura Harrier, best gal. Anyway,
no commentary on the Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan. Huh?
Oh, dude, that was the whole concept was trash. Let's just remake the film while we're claiming we're not remaking the film. I mean,
Wimbledon tennis match doesn't belong in there.
I liked it. I guess it's an unpopular opinion amongst these two, but I like that movie.
Oh, here.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So
this is a fun thing. Despite outrage, Flames Toys' sexy Windblade Transformer figure is still in progress. That's right. The SJWs are mad that a Transformer is too sexy.
Well, see, that's the thing is like there were female Transformers, but they always looked like women. And now apparently that's way too.
Just looking for the largest. That's probably it. Right?
Way too sexy for the sex negative, purists out there.
I mean, it's
how is that? It gave me a boner, 0 out of 10. Like, what the fuck?
So you can you kind of grasp where they're coming from? It's like I just don't. No.
More sexy robot ladies, please.
There, that's kind of like they gave her a figure, and every shot they keep zooming in on the round butt plates back here, and I guess that she's got kind of high heeled feet is kind of what they're getting upset about. I don't know. It just
good luck trying to shame the Japanese into not doing something.
Yeah, the Japanese are just gonna do it anyway, just to watch you cry. I don't care. Fucking give me more sexy robot ladies. I don't care.
And she's kind of I think she's a fucking cool character design in general because first of all, she's called Windblade and she's a flight transformer and she's got like, what do they call them on wings? The
flaps.
Yeah, like the flaps on wings to adjust your flight. She's got them all up her arms and on her back and on her legs and stuff. And she's called Windblade. It's a cool character design and she looks sexy and interesting. It's like, but that's misogynist.
Oh.
And so, yeah, all over the angry 4% of Twitter just launched up that flame toys never again, Transformers canceled, never buying anything ever again. You should read all this stuff. It's just
They don't buy shit to begin with. Fuck them. I don't care.
no, like any of these fucking people were gonna keep an industry afloat. It's fucking Birds of Prey. Oh, this is the greatest female empowering film ever. Oh, and y'all really came out for it because it fucking tanked. So yeah, they're pissed off about the sexy Transformer, and welcome to 2020, guys. I mean, here's the male Transformers are, hyper masculine with a tiny little waist and wide shoulders. They look powerful and like, what's the problem? They look at Optimus Prime. It looks fucking cool. It looks like a fucking badass. What's the problem?
He does.
I'm trying to think. There's one character in particular that people love. These sort of retards love to ship with Starscream, and she looks like a straight up geisha, and her character model is really fucking cool. But where's the outrage about her? Oh, that's right. They don't.
See, Corey brought up RC, and it's like, yeah, see, if you've seen Transformers the movie, like the animated one from back in the day, there's the female Transformer RC, and she's shaped like this Windblade Transformer. She's shaped like, a woman. Like, you get the impression these are people with chips on their shoulders looking for a fight, or fat angry chicks. Like, what do you care that it's a fucking robot.
Well, given the reaction that a lot of people are having about Project Melody, I'm not shocked.
Yeah, good point. You know what I do find interesting though, Quiz, is this, like, these are all the what do you call it? Proof of concept models, like the original sculpt. It's kind of cool to see the original sculpt and the way that they're held up by the I'm pointing at the screen as if you guys can see where my fingers point.
The little articulate arm there, being held up by it. Yeah, those are really fucking cool.
It's sweet how they design them. I'm interested because Quiz and I both do model painting. Quiz for much longer than I, so it's interesting to see them in their first run proof of concept original model look.
That's always really cool. There was a really big one going around talking about, again, sex negative people and robots. Someone made a life-size 2B from Nier Automata, and everyone was freaking out because the way they modeled it is she's reaching behind and essentially like putting an index finger into her panty line to like adjust her panty line. And people were of course, a lot of Westerners were losing their minds about it, and the Japanese are like, fuck man, that looks cool. It's really articulate and really well done.
Ebony's like, wait, what's the problem? We don't know, Ebony. We're not
sexy robot.
And Matta Winter pointed something out I didn't think of, so I just scroll back and says, well, look at his package. Yeah, look at Optimus Prime's package here. I mean,
quit looking at that robo dick, you fucking
I'm thirsty.
I'm just saying, like, it's like they made the male figures robotically hyper masculine and the female figures robotically hyper feminine. What's your fucking problem? Kid wants and looked at Spider-Man, Captain Britain, Wolverine, Cyclops. Like, even Cyclops is drawn as like the way especially Jim Lee would draw, the tiny waist, fucking 8 packs, pecs, shoulders. I thought they looked cool. I never looked at them and thought, oh, that makes me feel bad about myself. They should stop. Right. You shouldn't be taking it that personally. They're all supposed to be amazing physical specimens, the men and the women. Get the fuck over it.
Like the point.
Yeah, it's almost like it's the point. It's and Fars in chat calling me a robosexual. Just you keep your judgments to yourself, all right? How's it going, Far? So we did that one, and now I need to return it regular screen size. They should have really put bigger pictures in that article. Well, let's talk about some of the story leaks that have come out on Reddit for Wonder Woman, because I know Sinatra's interested. Wonder Woman 1984, new purported plot leak online. Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, sorry. I just figured out who that was. It's Windblade. Windblade is the one that everyone fucking ships with Starscream. And
You
in
didn't hear
her
me say the
comic,
name Windblade like a half dozen
Well,
times?
yeah, no, I
Welcome
did, but I was looking for her other design. Her other design, she looks like a straight up fucking geisha. Like here, I can show you here.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is what Windblade looks like in the comics. Boom.
Mm. Oh yeah.
You can see right there. She's got the
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
you know,
sure.
bun up there. Her face is painted like a geisha.
There she is. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay. Oh, man.
Yep.
So they give her like a... Is that sword that she has part of why she's Windblade? Like she has a wind blade?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she's got like all the spikes and spikes and blades and shit like that because she's a plane.
I don't know. They've got like the waist and hips and legs of a woman on her. No.
Oh, it's so offensive.
it's
So
this-
offensive.
This is misogyny. So is she an Autobot or a Decepticon?
She's an Autobot.
Okay, that's... Well, I don't know. You said they were shipping her with Starscream, so he's like crossing the lines and dating the enemy?
I guess.
Hey, wow, I need to back off. I'm feeling a little too nerdy saying shit like that. All right, Wonder Woman 1984 isn't out until June. But, wait a minute. There, you bastards can see it again. But spoilers keep coming out, and a new set is leaked. Plot points of the film were posted on Reddit Tuesday to reaffirm some of what prior leaks on the site have claimed. Marked unverified, the original post was deleted, but we have obtained it from the archive.
Bum, bum.
I know, right? The post starts with Diana and Steve's relationship and the effect it has on her powers. According to an in-depth leak in January, Diana wishes Steve back at the price of her abilities. Really?
So it is gonna do the thing that they did in the 80s where she's secret agent Diana Prince, not superhero Diana Prince.
Huh. I mean, I'm happy for an 80s throwback film because I love period films. You know what I mean? So they're even calling it, Wonder Woman 1984. So it won't be current year. We won't have to hear her, fighting the orange tyrannical president or anything stupid like that. I'm okay with it. I'm looking forward to Wonder Woman 84. I like the first one a lot, except for the couple of SJW moments in it that were totally unnecessary.
Yeah.
His people killed my people.
Yeah, no, it was what happened to your people, his people.
Yeah. And it's like, well, let's be honest. Your people were also killing you before we showed up, weren't you?
Well,
you should have said it. It's like,
no, my favorite bit is, and the Greeks absolutely didn't go and fucking slaughter the Trojans at all, did they? Yeah, I don't want to hear any fucking moral judgments from you, princess. So also Manic, thank you for I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but thank you. No comment given.
So try to avoid as many spoilers as possible. So she gives up her powers to bring back Steve, and as Diana's fading abilities become apparent after she fights Cheetah for the first time. Now I know that
that's gonna be cool.
I know that Cheetah's like the long-standing arch nemesis of Wonder Woman, but I didn't even know she was in it. So that's cool.
Yeah, I think Cheetah's an awesome character. So yeah, I'm gonna like this now because I mean, a lot of people when they watch the first Wonder Woman, they're like, Doctor Who, because no one knew who the fuck Dr. Poison was. Let's be honest.
Get this, guys. Diana wears her winged armor. The one a spoiler asserts is made of pieces of Amazon. Strangely, she's wearing a skin suit.
Well, in her original design, like her original story, she was actually brought to life by Zeus from clay. So yeah, I suppose it could, make sense.
I love this line. Related, Wonder Woman 1984 director Patty Jenkins reveals why she cast Chris Pine to play Steve Trevor. He's not beta at all. You mean to tell me there's women out there that don't want to hire beta males for every male role? Good on you, Patty Jenkins. I mean, it's not a surprise. No, not every woman wants a man to be a skinny little soy-filled beta male. Yeah, of course not.
Speaking of Chris Pine in particular, and going back on revisiting an earlier thing, one of my favorite roles Chris Pine ever did was as one of the Tremor brothers in Smoking Aces. The bit in the beginning where he shoots Ben Affleck in the face, and then he's like leaning over Ben Affleck and like pulling open his eyes with his fingers, and then moving his mouth up and down to make him talk to himself. Oh my god, I fucking died. I love that movie so much.
Assassin of the Gray raises a interesting point, but one I don't quite get. He says they better hire a body double for Cheetah because Kristen Wiig is not going to cut it. Why is Kristen Wiig like not shapely? I don't even know who that is.
I don't know. All
I mean,
Google
they
machine,
certainly
tell
did
me.
it for what's her name, Flat Buttless Wonder. What's her name?
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. Yeah.
I know Kristen Wiig, I think, has the face that could pull off Cheetah. I'm trying to find a good body shot because all of these are just fucking headshots. Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look her up after the show when I got a little bit of time here.
Kristen Wiig,
Maybe.
where's yeah, she was that one she's an SNL comedian who was in the Ghostbusters movie.
Oh, the blonde?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's who they hired?
Yeah.
Fucking
No,
hell.
she looks like Cheetah. I'll say that.
Well, hopefully they won't be praising her for her genius improvisational comedic abilities.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just, no, lady, you need a script. You really need a fucking script.
Yeah.
How long have we been going for? I didn't even notice when we started.
Say you got the dashboard there, dude. You know.
Yeah, but that thing lies. When you go back there, it says you've been streaming for 45 minutes. We've been on for 2 hours. It sounds like Sin's fading. That's why I'm asking. It's past his bedtime.
I am a little bit, but I'm fine.
No, well, let's just check out this last article here before we move on to pitches then. Harrison Ford continues his America-bashing climate alarmism tour.
God damn it, Harrison Ford, not you too.
It is the thing to do.
It
I
is.
Yeah, I guess.
Like that is the new fashion for all these Hollywood elites to just go out there and go, climate change and fuck America and Orange Man bad and I am with the people. I'm willing to not fly on my jet a couple times to prove a point.
Right. Real quick, James Colley. Really, Polly, talking about Wonder Woman and saying you love period films? Wow, I guess the Birds of Prey was right up your alley then. Lol.
Jesus.
Thank you, James.
I will people say for about an hour and a half, hour and 28 minutes, Matt from Rich and Matt Winter 88 minutes. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, the pitches will take us past an hour and a half, and that's pretty much where I wanted to go. So yeah, this will be the last article here. Let's hear what Deckard Han Solo himself has to say about bad old America.
Man, that's the thing, is that, like, yeah, like him for his acting. Why does anyone give a fuck what he thinks about environmentalism? Give me a fucking break.
Exactly. It's like, why do people give a shit what fucking sports ball players think about it?
Well, it gives you it gives me the really strong idea that there's a lot of going along to get along. Like, do you think everybody in Hollywood suddenly became a green activist? Everybody in Hollywood suddenly realized they had white privilege? Everyone in Hollywood suddenly discovered the word patriarchy? I just get a sense of a lot of going along to get along. They're repeating the things that they're hearing at their little champagne socialist cocktail parties. Because when you have a news entertainer come up to you and ask you, remember what happened to Andrew Garfield, the guy who played Spider-Man in the Amazing Spider-Man films?
Yeah, gay.
Yeah.
Gay Spider-Man.
Like, would you be okay with a gay Spider-Man? What's he going to do? Say no?
And
he's like,
what the headline would read? Andrew Garfield is a homophobe.
Yeah,
who doesn't think that Spider-Man can be gay.
Yeah, opposes LGBTQ representation in superhero films would be the headline. And when you read his actual response, it's kind of like, yeah, sure, I guess. Like, no, I don't have a problem. Like, basically saying, I don't have a problem with gay people. And it's like, yeah, okay, like the majority of us, and And then the person follows up, another news entertainer follows up, would you be okay with a trans Spider-Man? What's he going to do? Say no? So he says, yeah, I guess that trans people are in the world and it's et cetera, et cetera. I read the headlines. Andrew Garfield supports trans boy Spider-Man. Trans boy.
Well, that's the thing is they cannot say no.
Right. And that's
like
how much going along to get along is half of this shit that we read about.
It almost seems like that if they're worried that if they ever just didn't say yes right away, they would be kicked out of the club. And it all goes back to that old Carlin bit. It's all one big club and we're not fucking invited.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Viking Buddha makes a good point. Clint Eastwood broke my heart. I thought about that the other day. You know, he came out and supported Bernie Sanders, right?
Did he?
Yeah. Clint motherfucking Eastwood supported the fucking pinko. And I'm like, there is a perfect example where you have to like look at your own principles and be like, I say that we shouldn't pay attention to these people. And here's where it is. Like, yeah, it sucks, but he's a fucking actor. Move the fuck on.
Yeah, he's an actor. Why are you paying attention to his politics?
Yeah. Just because most of the time he says stuff that you think is great and he's a strong Second Amendment supporter, etc. You know what I mean? Was very critical of the executive overreach of the Obama administration. Okay. And now he supports the fucking commie? Well, you should have only taken his opinion so seriously to begin with. Yeah. Yep. Thank you, Cult of Krill, for the $2. Harrison Ford crashed a plane once to get a hamburger.
What?
That is more stupid than me not being on CBR for the first time as opposed to SInatra. Seriously. Okay, I'm going to have to look into this plane crashing for a burger thing. I'm just going to make a little note to myself.
That sounds amazing. I want to know that story.
Like, what was it? Like, we can't land now, Mr. Ford. It's like, you land now. It's like, no, there's fog. If we land, we're probably going to crash. I said fucking land. I want a burger.
You know who I am? I shot first, motherfucker.
All right, let's see what he had to say here. Harrison Ford was recently appeared on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, and it's all becoming clear, where he continued to push climate pseudoscience. Fox News reports, look at him with his smarmy smile. I'm invited to the parties, you're not. People love me. Oh, aren't I handsome? Harrison Ford called Donald Trump a son of a bitch on Monday during an appearance on the late night TV show where he accused the president of rejecting science.
Oh, boy.
Ford appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live Monday to promote his upcoming movie, Call of the Wild. After showing a clip from the movie, Kimmel held up a poster for the film that featured fake news reviews labeling Call of the Wild a perfect call in various ways. Oh, okay. The quotes were all jokingly attributed to Donald Trump in an effort to mock the president's go-to line about his call with Ukrainian President Zelensky, which launched his impeachment inquiry in the House and the subsequent trial in the Senate. Quote, "That's the first thing that son of a bitch has ever done for me. Ever," Ford said to thunderous applause and laughs from the crowd. Laughs? I don't think so. Clapter is what happened. Get fucked.
Clapter.
Yeah.
Clapter.
The Han Solo Indiana Jones actor also claimed that science is, quote, out the door in the Trump administration. We don't believe in science anymore, he joked. Nobody believes in science anymore, right? Yeah, you want to talk about unborn babies being human beings, mass murderer supporter? You want to talk about that? No, you don't, do you?
Of course not, because that's just science they don't like.
Rejecting science isn't actually a thing, given that genuine science is not a religion with rigid, unquestionable dogma. Also, neither belief nor denial play any role whatsoever in the scientific method, as both are tenets of religious faith instead. Anyone who uses the term belief and or denial in conjunction with silence merely advertises their own scientific illiteracy. This is really, really basic stuff, according to the writer of Bleeding Fool. Where Harrison Ford would like to take science. They're burning Skinner at the stake. Well, again, you know what? The Bleeding Fool writer here, just kind of in that last paragraph that I read here, just kind of took it to the wall and a little bit too far. Like you went full blog with that writing there.
Yeah.
You never go full blog.
I mean, you're kind. It's like I understand what you're saying, but it's like real science, you're just scientifically illiterate. Man, in my opinion, here's me blogging, but it's a stream, so we can do that because that's the whole point here. We don't pretend that we're journalists.
Yeah.
That they don't care one way or another. It's just a talking point. If rejecting science supported their argument, then that's what they would do. It's just a talking point for them. The Trump administration doesn't accept science, so unborn children are humans. No, wait, hold on. Like it, there's only two genders, Harrison Ford. Whoa. Let's the science isn't out on that yet. Yeah, it kind of is. There's only two sexes, male and female, and there's intersex, but that's an aberration and an anomaly that you find.
But even then,
there's
they
not
still have the primary sexual characteristics.
Yeah,
of
there's a range that can
both.
happen within genetics, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think I need to explain the point of anyone here. There's trans people are choosing to transition from one gender to another. There's only two genders, but I bet you deny that science. It's almost like bring up science. You don't give a fuck about it at all. It's just
It
a
is by
talking
no
point.
means the norm, the average.
Not at all. Yeah. No, it's not. It
Cracked linked the article there, the airsafe.com.
airsafe.com.
Yeah, the in chat. Cracked.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it.
The thing with Harrison Ford.
Fact check. Donald Trump's mother is in fact not a female dog. Yeah, I'm sure Babylon B will be all over that, right? Oh yeah, I really got to look into that crashing a plane for a burger. I just see it again.
I have never heard of that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's drop this down, and this is about the time that we move over to pitching comics.
I see yours in the background there.
Actually, that's not the one that I want to pitch. This is just one that I wanted to talk about, and because of the way that the CBR reader that I use works, I can't window it, so I can't move it over to the left side. So it's just like the whole screen. It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Here, do you know how to do that? Windowize CBR reader?
No. Yeah, I have to capture the whole screen to do it.
Well, this is just this isn't the one I'm pitching, guys. This is just a comic that I read, and it's confusing. This is Jean Grey, Emma Frost, #1. It's a one-off. They came out with 5 of these to feature some of what they consider to be Marvel's best artists, and it is just what it sounds like, a current storyline-based X-Men comic featuring primarily Jean Grey and Emma Frost. But when you flip through it, I mean, it's still got all of the white pages that Jack and I detest so much. It's following the separate mutant ethno-state Krakoa, and then it turns into textlessness. There's no words, the whole thing, and it's terrible, Quiz. Terrible. Like, just look at this as I'm flipping through it. This is supposed to be a deep, meaningful story, and comics have been done like this before that have no dialogue whatsoever. This is not one of the good ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, there's something to be told, to be revered in the fact that people can tell a story without dialogue. Yeah, that's absolutely a thing, and yes, it can be good, but good lord, this is
good lord, are they not able to do it?
It's basic as fuck.
Look at this page, because it's supposed to be it's supposed to be featuring the the chops of the various artists, right? Because that's the whole point of it, and they're going full Silver Surfer Black with it, where they're drawing for each other. It's like the lion and the lioness and the dream world, and they're such and such plus such and such. Oh, it's still questions. Oh, so much is being transmitted visually. Not really. This just looks weird and stupid.
I was gonna say it from a technical aspect, what they're drawing looks good.
I don't think that's
it's pretentious as fuck, and you don't get what they're trying to say.
Really quick, Cultic Curl, thank you for the $5. The writer of the blog wouldn't know a 10-inch 6 measurement from the 10-6 measurement. It is beyond embarrassing for scientific journalists to actually do anything. Oh, I see what you're saying. These are using like superscript and stuff, and there's 10 and so forth. Thank you. No, they wouldn't. I mean, the people that throw up the word science, it's like, you know what? People say, well, it's provable by science. Okay, define science for me. But it means like something you can rely on. No, that's not the definition of science. It's not at all. It's, like, you want to know the commonly accepted definition of science is defined by Thomas Kuhn? Falsification? Is an empirical design experiment rationally derived where you have two independent variables that are ordinately set apart from each other with ordination of consistent measurement, and the experimental design will attempt to disprove the null hypothesis that you have hypothesized being related causally between the two, the independent and the dependent variable, and the results are both replicable and falsifiable. That's the definition of science. If you're not doing that, you're not doing science. Just because you said something with holding a clipboard with a lab coat on doesn't mean it's science.
Yeah.
Just in case anyone was curious. So yeah, anyway, this comic sucks.
Real long way around that.
For a this is another comic that I picked up just today, and this is not the one I'm pitching again. Sorry, I'm just throwing another one in there. The Usagi Yojimbo classic storylines are being reprinted by IDW, where Usagi Yojimbo is now housed with Stan Sakai, right? But now all in color. And yeah, I already own the original black and whites, but yeah, I'm buying them over again in color because they're awesome. This is the story of when Usagi was young. Flashback, there's young Usagi with his teacher, Katsuchi. And they're with him coming up as a young, brash bunny. And, you're a fool, you're a moron if you think that being a samurai is about adventure, and teaching him, like, just the classic stories. And, oh, man, they're great. So if you like Usagi, which you totally should if you even remotely like, I don't know, things like manga or samurai stories or any kind of, like, Stan Sakai's a brilliant storyteller. They're just great fun comics. I'm a huge fan. They're now being reprinted as color classics, the originals. Something to think about if that grabs your attention. So, who actually wants to go first for a pitch? SInatra, should you go first? Because you sound like you're fading, bro.
Now I want to see how you guys do it first.
All right, Quiz, you want to go first?
When I watch this, I'm not watching, I'm listening.
I can do that.
All right, let me present you their Quiz.
So mine is written by Paul Dini, pencils by Dustin Nguyen. Derek Friedelofs is the inker. John Kellis is the colors. My pitch is, let me just here share screen. Share entire screen. Streets of Gotham.
Ooh.
This is actually really cool because it was one of the Batman spin-offs, but the whole story of it is supposed to center around everyone in Gotham, not just Batman, not just Commissioner Gordon, but literally everyone. And in this beginning issue, you can see right here, Harley Quinn is out of Arkham and running through and being just a belligerent dick at a jewelry store.
How
And,
unusual.
yeah. And getting away with it because she's technically kind of not broken the law. She stopped a different person who was breaking the law, so Commissioner Gordon had to let her go. Even though he's suspicious of the nature by which she acquired her money to go and buy the jewelry that she was trying to buy. And Batman shows up to threaten her, and then she goes on her way. There's a whole sub story here about a different vigilante who goes around Gotham branding people with these knuckles, like brass knuckles that he's got that have their crimes written on them, and he just beats them until they, leave these horrible scars or bruises. And then the subplot number 3 is all about Firefly and developing this new sort of toxin that has people spontaneously catch fire and cannot be put out. It's hardcore, and as an issue number 1, it grabs your attention and holds it all the way to the end. And I love the idea of like little vignettes and stories told from various other different people within the setting of Gotham. So yeah, I think this was a major win. And of course, Paul Dini is an amazing writer. Everyone should check out anything Paul Dini writes. He's always good.
So will it be anthology oriented, or is Paul Dini the ongoing writer?
This is an old series, so this only
Okay,
ran,
I thought this was new.
Oh no, this only ran I think like 30 something issues.
Okay.
But I'm sure it's probably collected somewhere. I'll have to check into it and see, see and put it out in a tweet. But yeah, I would say the art in this is fantastic too. I mean, look at this. I love the whole reflections of everyone. And
that cover
the
rocks. Yeah.
But did you notice down here, the puddle is in the shape of a bat?
Oh yeah, look at that.
No, I didn't. That's sweet.
That's so cool. I loved it when they did shit like this. This is like I think in early 2000s series, and I think they did an absolute master job with all of the Batman stuff back then. But yeah, Streets of Gotham, check it out.
Sweet. That actually is interesting. All right, and no producer.
What do you need a producer for?
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Jeez.
My God.
I know.
Comic capture. Okay, my pitch this week is I've pitched from this series before, but I just reread this run of it, and fuck, it's great. My pitch is Punisher Noir.
I haven't read it yet. I own it, but I haven't read it yet.
So the Marvel Noir series, where I was like, Marvel Noir should be a whole fucking universe. I've said it before, and get back to it. It sold well. It was worth the time. Everyone loved it. It was a great idea. Back to it. For those of you who don't know, it's just taking characters like, let's see, it was X-Men, Spider-Man, Punisher, and putting them back into the 1930s as if they were characters then. And they kind of did a little bit different of a thing with them. They're more hard-boiled, street-level, gritty, detective, vigilante type stories. As if the Punisher wouldn't fit right the fuck into that environment.
Yeah.
And
my only problem was that I had a different expectation from the X-Men one, and it did not live up to it. But
yeah, they were, powerless, and they do something a little bit different with each one, because Spider-Man does still have his spider powers, and all of the characters are there, but like Black Cat she's Felicia Hardy, and she owns a speakeasy called the Black Cat. Like, they kind of play with the ideas in that way. And everybody loves Spider-Man Noir in Into the Spider-Verse. He's a great character. He's just an outstanding character. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, it was Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I kind of read Punisher Noirs. I read all of them and just kind of moved on. I kind of didn't give it a fair shake. Going back and reading it, it's a fucking great vigilante story. It is a flashback story to Frank Castle's father. As an interesting kind of idea. There's only so much that I can talk about it without spoiling stuff. It really is just the Punisher back in the days of Prohibition with street gangsters, extreme political corruption. This is the kind of environment that a vigilante like the Punisher, it's a target-rich environment for him. Let's put it that way.
I was gonna say, are you telling me
that
that the Punisher in times of Prohibition wouldn't have a target-rich environment? Oh my God, that's like genius level on that.
It's great, and here he is loading up 2 1911s with little skull logos on the fucking on the grip plates. It's just fantastic, and he plays kind of he's got to do his own detective work. So he's got sort of a detective edge, because he's got to find out who's the bad guy to go kill, right? And there's a sense to it that, everybody knows Capone's a bad guy, but who's going to take him on? That's who Frank Castle's father is in this era. And they do the old-timey radio messages in this great way. What is playing here as dialogue is a third-person narrative of the radio describing what's happening from a newsreader. It's a very creative way of doing it. His arsenal is far deadlier than anything Uncle Sam can muster. His pistols, legendary throughout all of the gangland. Their aim is ever true. And it just, like, on it goes, and there he is, ready to go. The Punisher is upon us! So it reads like an old radio play, the way the kind of narration happened back in the day. Home is where the war is. The art is fantastic. It's really over inked to give you that kind of shadowy feeling.
Home is where the war is. The Punisher has a better arsenal than Uncle Sam.
And with my new and improved vodka potato, I will have a sound pad as well.
It's not a sound pad. That's just a regular ass megaphone.
Is it really? That's
Use
great.
the tools you have available.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. We don't have CGI. Well, fuck it. We'll film models and blow them up. It'll look real. That's
Right?
If I'm really getting into it, I'll start shaking like those pants that make the whoa, 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 whoa noise.
That's great. So the flashback to World War One, where his war started, where he learned his skills, and oh man, it's just if you're a fan of the Punisher, this is a great kind of Elseworlds Punisher back in the day. It fits so well into the Marvel Noir thing. It runs 4 issues, each one of them solid quality, solid art, great backstory, great sort of out of canon imagining what if Frank Castle's father was a vigilante like him. He didn't get the idea out of nowhere. What if? You know what I mean? It's sort of like a family secret that he didn't really talk about. Just, yeah, Punisher Noir. Fantastic. Totally worth your time.
Picture of his lady there. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so there it is.
Love the skull shirt.
Yeah, the skull shirt and like the cheap mask that he pulls on. It's like Spider-Man's mask. He's got a mask, but he wears his father's aviator goggles. It's a great fucking look. Yeah.
I think I'll check that one out.
Yeah, BG says you should know by now modern Marvel is allergic to success. Yeah, it's like they look back at previous stuff and think, that's why symbiote Spider-Man is such an aberration to me. Because it's a great idea and it's selling extremely well. The first few issues of it ran really well. So it's like, oh shit, let's do this again. It's almost like writing stories from a time when shit wasn't stupid is a good idea. When Mary, you know.
Fuck. Manic 40 minutes ago. I'm so sorry. Through 5. Thank you.
Manic is awesome.
Yeah. I love Manic.
And I really got to get an Aussie song to play. I say that every time, and I got to get around. I'm going to go talk to Mustafa. I'm going to put that on a list. I want a heavy metal version of I Still Call Australia Home, because it's always the Aussies who leave donations without messages. So I got to get something to play when they do. All right, you ready there, Sin?
Yeah. I just learned I can fucking grab a specific window in Hangouts.
Well, all right then.
But I'm not going to, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to pitch something a little bit different, though.
Cool.
Just
I told you, no manga hentai.
Yeah.
Well, it's not hentai,
Oh,
but it's not an anime either.
Is it ecchi?
It's this one called Metamorphosis. Yeah, everyone should check that one out.
Oh, fuck. Knocked it right out of full screen. It's Old Boy.
Oh,
Okay.
Old Boy. Hell yes. I actually there's a whole stream where I talked about the difference between the manga and the movie. Back when Jack Gunsky was doing movie reviews.
Yeah, Old Boy, it fucking amazing. The Korean movie was phenomenal. The American remake was awful.
Yeah. As they usually are.
Yeah, but Old Boy is my pitch. It's written by Foreign and penned by Foreign. It you get into it, and I cannot give much away because the entire thing is revelation after revelation after revelation, and then how it all ties in together is insane.
Yeah, it's a wild story.
It's a wild, great fucking story. But basically, this guy, he's a drunk, he's a slob, he's a loser. He gets kidnapped and held captive for what, 10 years?
Yeah, I think so. 10 years.
Yeah, it was 10 in the Korean version and 15 in the American. And then he gets released, and that's all he knows. He doesn't know why. He doesn't know who. He just knows that he was kidnapped. And while he was kidnapped, all they would feed him were these dumplings, and that's all he could eat. And that plays into it, and that hammer really plays into it too. And I cannot tell you how or what happens with it, but fucking check it out.
Yeah, it's a great story. It's hard boiled as fuck. It's hardcore as fuck.
What year's the original from? The original graphic
The
novel?
comic or the movie?
The comic.
80 or 96, I think.
96. And there was an American remake that sucked. And when was that?
The American movie remake.
Yeah.
That was 2013.
Man, I'm ignorant about all this. I want to read the graphic novel and see the film, not the American one.
Yeah, watch the Korean one.
Yeah.
It's a hard sit through, especially at the end, but oh my god, is it worth it? It's really good.
It's probably my favorite revenge story ever.
Yeah. It's got a lot in common with something like I Spit on Your Grave.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. That would be a hard sit through. I have sat through the original I Spit on Your Grave, and whoa.
It's a very, very rough ending.
Yeah.
Damn.
It fucked me up for like an hour after I watched it. I was like,
yeah.
And you're a creepypasta guy. That's saying a lot.
Yeah, I had to go sit on my porch for a little bit. I was like, okay.
But it's really good. It's really, really good.
No, I'm gonna check that out. Absolutely. And I really dug the art from the Paul Dini comic that you pitched. It looked great.
It did.
Because I'm such a fan of the animated series, and it was kind of animated series-esque, and Paul Dini, so connection there. Yeah,
Paul Dini's just a fantastic author, no matter what.
Yeah, so great fucking pitches. And Jesse Green actually said a Daredevil should have a noir. Well, you're in luck. He does.
Yes.
There was a Daredevil noir, and it was the whole noir series just rocks. Some better than others, right? But overall, just God damn it! Why wouldn't you? If you did Ultimates as a separate universe, Marvel, why wouldn't you do noir? Like, it was a great idea, and you don't have a lot of them. So
there can be a Wolverine noir that's canon too.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's Logan, and then there's Old Man Logan, and they exist simultaneously. Anyway, so that brings us to the end of another episode. Sadly, we missed Jack. The triumvirate of awesome is never complete without all three. So, Jack, we hope you're getting better. I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, everyone should go on Twitter and give him some love because, he was in a rough way this morning. So yeah.
Yeah. Also want to say thank you, Sinatra, for coming by. Yeah, I know we brought him on instead of Cult of Krill, but
thank you for having me, and fuck you, Cult.
No, but it was a good time, and that was a great pitch because Old Boy was never even on my radar. So yeah, sweet,
dude. If you are unfamiliar with it, whatever you're doing after this, cancel it and just watch Old Boy. I promise you, it will change your fucking day.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the point of a pitch, right? To not tell people. I mean, you get it. You nailed it out of the park with what a pitch is supposed to be, because I've never even heard of it, and it sounds really interesting. So I'm excited. I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. So there it is. Another one in the can. Thank you, everybody, very much for the donations, especially Cult of Krill. Wow. But everybody, especially the ongoing support for the show, is greatly appreciated. And it will be so much better once I am not from a potato. I just leaned over and felt the fan on the side of my computer. I could fucking cook bacon over here. I could. You think I'm kidding? All right.
It's probably actually making your room hotter.
I could turn the fucking furnace off and just let my laptop heat the whole fucking house up.
Oh, it's a laptop too. Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh, and one final donation in from Sean Oley. $3. Dang it. I can't go anywhere without seeing Sinatra.
I am everywhere.
I am inevitable.
I am.
Any final thoughts, guys?
A machine.
Your final thoughts are that you're a machine?
Yes.
It's a hell of a confession. Quiz?
Read more comics. They're something that'll always surprise you. Polly, I think, was pretty shocked with some of the pitches today. So fuck yeah.
I want to hear a live react
of Old Boy.
Watching the end of Old Boy.
Yeah, so do I.
That's one of the reasons that I wanted to do. Oh yeah, Matt of Winter says, talk about thumbnail. That's right, I didn't. I forgot about that. Usually I put up the thumbnail because I love doing them, and it's like, oh look, sexy woman with guns yet again, yay!
Well, I was gonna say that there's all you know about it, right?
Yeah, I'm not. That's the thing, chat. I'm not sure who that character is.
Is that Black Widow?
I thought maybe, but that's a serious riff on Black Widow. If so, I mean, that's not her standard black leather outfit. I mean, she doesn't have the Black Widow belt buckle or
And that hair's a little bit of a different color too.
yeah, and she doesn't have the cleavage, which she does usually rock like Catwoman's outfit.
Yeah.
So I don't know who I could do a reverse image search, but
I was just going to say reverse image search it.
Yeah, I'll get around to it. It's just when I found that image, I needed to put the thumbnail together quickly. What was I saying before that? Oh, lost my train of thought. Oh well.
That's why.
Sexy woman with guns.
No, it was before I read the thing about the thumbnail.
Oh,
We were talking about your live reaction.
Oh, that's now I remember. Thank you. That's why I was thinking of opening up a Patreon and doing the movie nights with people.
You absolutely should.
I was thinking about pitching that to Chaz. Like, is that something you would want to do? Because yeah, you would get a live reaction. He's like, oh my god, those guts look real, like, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, that's one thing that you and I wanted to do for a bit, right? Was do a live react to stuff.
Mm-hmm. And you can't do it on stream, but Patreon provides an opportunity to do it. And when I don't have a potato, I'll be able to be the host of the film without it. Like my video system, integrated video card can't support it.
On the TV and
I'm sorry.
You can have it up on like your TV and go, okay, we're starting now.
Yeah, man. You know, like movie night on whatever night and tell the time, and then the patrons show up for that time if they can, that kind of thing.
Well, we're doing the AAA movie night next weekend. Why don't you come through and see how it's done?
That's actually a great idea. I'd be really interested to see how it's done. Cool. Yeah. So there it is, everybody. Thank you again for all the donations. Read more comics and read some of the comics that were pitched here today. Thank you again for SInatra coming by. Jack, hope you're better soon, and we will see you guys next time. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.